Hey, what's up, everybody? Poppin', Missouri here. Layered and lasered. Welcome. It's Sunday. The neighbor's blowing their leaves now. A high pitched squeal over here. It's all right. It's about 65 to 70. Supposed to start raining anytime. It's not getting dark. It's not getting windy. But it's supposed to be down to like 15 tonight. So I'm super stoked for that. Um, no, Ryan, it is not 2026 yet. God, I wish it was. I really do. Today's been a very taxing Sunday. Um, Anybody who follows the Layered and Lasered or Papa Missouri knows we had a slight issue with the printer a few days ago. It's probably about a week and a half now. Um, Crash show season ended, um, thankfully, um, because the machine's down. I don't know how long it's going to be down. We did order another one. It's still in the box. Gonna have to unbox it and get it set up because I don't know when this other one will be fixed now. I might have a paperweight here or a boat anchor. At this point, I have purchased every part that I need except for one, and I didn't realize that part was ruined until I got to putting it back together. And they don't have the part in stock, but they'll sell you a machine that has the part on it. All right, let me backtrack here. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all. I've had a couple energy drinks today. I've got to calm down. I've been on a chat with Bamboo Labs for the last hour and a half, and no one can help me. They just keep giving me file numbers that the people are going to reach out to me in 1 to 2 days, which could be 2 to 6 weeks. Who knows? But I digress. So blessed, Pops. What is up? What is up? Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in. Very, very last minute here. Honestly, I just decided, you know what? What better way to vent than just to talk with you folks out there. So, it's just, I'm so frustrated right now. I have a machine sitting over here that has done us amazing for nearly 1,000 hours this year. And you gotta remember, we didn't get this thing till the end of January. Almost 1,000 hours of work time on it. No real issues until I'm printing something for personal use. I've got all but 3 plates done on it. Everything else is done. Everything else is sitting here waiting to be put together, and I can't put it together until I get those 3 prints done. It's frustrating. The good old YouTube vent. Yes, definitely. I would love to get a 3D printer, but problems like this make me stay away. I must say, I think this is I don't know that this is going to be an issue with all of printers. Reached out to some forums, and some people have messaged back, and they've had the same issue with theirs. So it apparently is an issue that Bamboo knows about. And like I said, there's the part that is not available anywhere comes on a brand new printer, yet they can't sell me the part that I need because there's none in stock. But they can sell me a new printer, and they tried. I'm like, listen, I don't need another printer. I have a new one. I just need to set it up. And I do need to do that this week. I do need to do that. But first off, thank you again, everybody coming out. Let me know where you're watching, if you're Layered, Lasered, or on Poppin'. I was asked earlier how the unit's going. The unit's going good. We took about 50 items down to the booth yesterday, put in there. We priced 67 items from the booth the other day for about a $430 value is what we put on everything. We'll see what happens. Thursday, next Thursday, of course, is January 1st. So that will be one official month in the booth. I have a number that I want to hit in that booth every month, and we are really close to it. Um, we have well beyond exceeded, but again, with the booth being December first month, it's not very telling of what's to come. So, but it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, just like everything else in life. The unit's coming along very well, though. I did rent it for January. I had to. There was no way I was going to get to it because there's still like 200 boxes to go through. So it's oh yeah, that candy's long gone. I threw that stuff away. I didn't even want to try it. It was like 2013 is the expiration on that stuff. Everything that we're finding is like date wise is 2015 and back. Nothing prior to 2015. So the stuff's been in there that long. We did find some uncashed checks that were written to the folks or printed to the folks. They were like for $8, $9 or something. That were shoved in some boxes. So that's one reason that we rented it for the next month is just to take our time, go through it piece by piece, because some of the boxes we were literally just looking at the top and being like, yeah, there's nothing in here and throwing it away. Throw it in the truck, dump it. Where now I have actually found some pretty good stuff by taking my time and going through it. Like I said, we went to the booth yesterday. Christy went down and we dropped some stuff off. Some of the wizard stuff, some of the dragons, stuff like that. We took 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 boxes worth down and put out. And literally one piece we took from the shopping cart, we put on the rack. A guy said, "Hey, how much for that wooden shelf?" I said, $5. He said, "I'll take it." It wasn't on the shelf, but 30 seconds. And I showed it. I said, "Look, this is broke right here." He's like, "That's fine." Okay, cool. So, I mean, we're up $5 on the unit so far. Sales in the booth. Again, January 1st, we're going to go down. We're going to take a bunch more stuff down, and we'll get our final printout for December. Hopefully a check on that day. Who knows? Probably not. But right now, it's looking really, really good. So, yeah, one man's trash is another man's treasure for sure. For sure. So, yeah. Definitely. And we are bidding on another unit already. So, I don't know how high I'm willing to go on it because I'm bidding on the unit for basically 3 things that are in it that don't know, don't really know what's, I mean, I have an idea, but there again, it may not be anything near what I think it is, but I'm hoping it's what I think it is. So, I probably could go live at the booth, but it seems like every time I'm there, they're playing real loud music and there's a speaker right above my booth. So that's the problem. And thankfully, every time I've been down there, it's been busy. Yesterday, the place was packed. I mean, there was, when I went up to get my printout, I waited and waited. I probably waited 15 minutes just to get my printout because there was people checking out. So I wanted to make sure that they were able to check out. My printout can wait. Let's make some sales for some folks. So I have talked to a couple other people that have booths in there that don't know if they're going to continue past January. And I tried to talk to them. I'm like, listen, you got to understand that just December wasn't good doesn't mean January, February, or March might not be. I mean, I know. Actually, 2 people haven't even made their rent yet, which is hard to believe, but considering what they sell, it's not. They sell like old glassware, project stuff, Fire King stuff. younger people aren't into that. If grandma goes in there, she might buy a Pyrex bowl to complete a set. Younger people our age aren't buying Pyrex or Fire King. So use cue cards to talk to us. People that here will think you're insane. Here you go. You figure April, March would be good months. Yeah. So, and that's why we kind of set out a 3-month goal, right? So our 3-month goal is going to be, of course, December, January, March. December, January, February. Because you got to think January, February, people start getting their taxes back. So they're going to have that money to spend on stuff again. And we all know how people are. They're going to go out and buy stuff they don't need. So, hit booth 13 up. Yeah. What's up, Kenny Bird? But yeah, so I think going forward is going to be good. He did ask me yesterday. He's like, we're taking January out of our earnings from December, correct? I said, yeah. He said, do you want me to take multiple months out? Because we sold enough that we could take multiple months out. And I said, well, let me think about it. And I should be back in on the 1st. And I can let you know that. He's like, okay, cool. So, I've actually thought about taking as many months out of this check to pay for the next months. That way they're done, and then every month is just profit. So I've actually thought about doing it, but we'll see where we land at the end of the month. Let's see real quick. We'll do some quick figuring here. We were here. We could technically pay for 3 months right now. We could pay for January, February, and March and be done. And then it's just pure profit after that. Because, again, we don't have much into the stuff that's in there. A lot of it is stuff we've had sitting around for years, or it's Amazon boxes that we pick up for 10 or 15 bucks, and we go through them and piece out. The storage unit stuff, that's a little different. And we did label it slightly different. We put an S dash and then the item. And I explained that to the guy, and he's like, oh, gotcha. So he's going to try to make sure that his people put that S on there. So we know it came from the storage unit. There again, I wrote it down in a notebook, the price and the item, every item that we priced the other day that's going to go in the booth. So, and again, we still have like 200 boxes. I'm going to say 200 boxes easily to go through in the unit. And then again, if we get the other one, we'll have even more stuff. We sold another big piece. I don't know if anybody realized it from the last 2 videos. There is one more big piece missing that was literally hand-built by myself. I'm going to say 4 years ago at the shop for a customer, and the customer completely flaked on me. Back then, not so much now, but back then, I was building things for people. They wanted it, so I said, okay, cool, I'll build it, and not taking a deposit. Now, nah, that ain't happening. They flaked on me. I ended up with it. It's been stored at the shop for 4+ years, or 3 until we closed the shop. Then it was put in storage. I moved it 100 times. So I'm like, you know what? I'm taking it down there. So, yeah. And we sold it. Sold it for $40. So it's much more than I had into it. Especially if it's just sitting around collecting dust, literally collecting dust. So it's a good idea to pay the rent forward, and then you can concentrate on profits for the remaining 3-month plan. Exactly. Yeah. I think I might just tell them that, say, hey, figure out how many months I can pay, and then just pay me the difference, and do it that way. He is talking about, and we talked about me not liking the way he was going to do sales, but now he is giving us printouts whenever we want them, which is good. I didn't like the aspect of you won't know what you sold unless you physically keep inventory until the end of the month and then one big printout. But he is giving us printouts, as you can all see. And we'll go over the printout at the end of the month for sure, line by line. Try to remember where we got it, what we spent on it, and what we made off it. And then we, of course, want to keep the storage unit stuff separate. Try to figure out when we're above what we have invested in that, because we're like $180 something into that. That's with no more dump fees, which I know we're going to have probably, I'm going to say 2 to 3 more dump fees of $35, minimum 35. So we're probably going to have another 100 plus in dump fees. Can you install a camera on your booth for security? Not really. I don't know how it would work. For sure. I've had one piece that has disappeared. Well, there's been 3 pieces that disappeared actually. One I found down in another booth. Apparently somebody picked it up, walked off with it, sat it down, didn't want it. And the reason I knew it was gone is I keep pretty good track of what's there. And that's why at the end of every video and every time I'm there, I do take a video of the entire booth to remember there was something there. What was missing? So I go back to last week's video. That's okay, but that's not on the paper. So where is that? Well, I just happened to do a round of the store, and I found it was an Iron Man Pikachu, and I found it, and it still had my price tag on it, so no one bought it. Somebody picked it up, walked 5 booths down, sat it down, didn't want it, could care less about taking it back to where it belonged. So I took it back to my booth, and it actually sold. We had a plush seal. It's actually here now. It's in the truck. 2 weeks ago, when I put all the laser stuff out, he took some pictures of when we restock, which is awesome. If you come in and restock, he usually takes pictures, throws them up on Facebook, and says, "Hey, Booth 13 restocked. Here's what he restocked with." I think that's cool. But I noticed a price tag laying on one of the racks. I'm like, there should not be a price tag there. So we got there, and it was for a $3 plush seal. The seal was gone. I thought, well, some kid, whatever, took a stuffed animal. Big deal, right? $3 a stuffed animal. So I kept the tag, put it in my truck, and actually yesterday we checked the lost and found, and there's the seal. So apparently someone picked it up, the price tag fell off, or they put whatever, didn't want it, felt bad, trying to steal it, or felt bad. I don't know. But we did find it. So it's going back in the booth. That's another $3 recovery. We did have a Futurama laser engraved or laser cut sign that is still missing. It's never been purchased, and the hook was empty. I know by video evidence it was there, and now it's not. The next time I go down, I'm going to do a whole round of the store again and look for it. Those are 12 inches around there, so they're kind of hard to walk off with. You would think, right? But I hate to say this, if I lose one item a month or something because somebody gets sticky fingers, it is what it is. In my opinion, they do have some security cameras, but how good are they? How good are they going to be about searching that stuff? But for the most part, it's been good. It's been good. So not too many things missing or anything like that. So, and that's what's important, and people will be people anywhere you go. People steal from Walmart every day. There's videos about it all over the country. So. But yeah, we're gonna definitely take more from the unit down there. But yeah, I think now that we've talked it through, I think I'm gonna talk to him and say, hey, just take as many months as you can out of that and pay me the difference. And of course, whatever the difference is, I'll either set it aside or put it back into, and maybe it can pay for another storage unit down the road. It just keeps paying for itself. So incidentals happen in retail. It's all part of it, I guess. Seems solid though. I definitely look at getting a camera set up that just covers your section. I don't know. I really don't know how it would work. That's the thing, because there's no outlets or anything in the unit, in the booth space. I know they have Wi-Fi there. I don't know if I could just put a Wi-Fi camera up. I don't know. I don't know how it would work. Because we have access to a vendor Wi-Fi. I don't know if it would work or not. I'd have to ask him. So, but yeah. It'd be interesting to see just, some time lapse of the booth for a couple days, a weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday time lapse or something, if it could be done. So. There again, if it was closer to, which it's 30 minutes away, so not the easiest to get to. Um, yeah, it's not the easiest to get to, but it is what it is. So the only other one locally is costs more per month, plus they take a percentage. So no, not doing it. And I don't like the way they do business either. So, and they want to stick me upstairs, and I don't want to be upstairs because you are limiting the amount of people who can go upstairs. People who can't walk real well, people who are in wheelchairs, got strollers with them, they can't go upstairs. So you're limiting your where this is all one floor. Anybody can go in there and shop, which is great. Great. So, and every time I go down there, I get to touch the old showcase from the early Papa Missouri, the glass showcase. I get to lay my hands on it one last time. So the lady that bought it said that's where it was going, and it is literally there. I see it every time I'm there. I'll go over and touch it. She left a sticker on it for me too. So 30 minutes isn't too bad. You want to feel like you're going to work, kind of, and not just around the corner. Yeah, exactly. And different clientele, yes. Definitely a different clientele down there. Yeah, definitely. It's that area is a lower middle class community with how do I put this? They're just lower middle class, rather than here in Rolla or St. James. It's you have a little bit more money, you have a little bit more job opportunity. Down there, you really don't. That's why one good thing is we're getting these. If we get a storage unit or an Amazon buy or we buy a yard sale out or something. That's why we try to get it as cheap as we can, so we don't have to charge as much. I put some stuff in there yesterday for $2. It'll sell. It sells for 10 on eBay. I don't want to have to deal with shipping, dealing with somebody saying it broke when it got there, not like that. Get my quick $2 and go home. We did sell a little bit of Christmas stuff too the last couple of days, which is good. If I can buy something for 50 cents, sell it for $5. Awesome. That's 10 times my money. If I can buy something for, I would love to, somehow I'm going to try and figure out however many pieces that we take out of this storage unit that we keep to sell and divide by the total cost of this unit, because it's going to be astronomical. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be half pennies on the dollar for sure. For sure. And we still got all the computer stuff, which hopefully we'll have an update for that coming up. It'll be before January for sure because we got to be out of there. But I've talked to a gentleman that is a computer guru. He does all of my computer work on my stuff. I wish he could fix 3D printers, but he can't. But he is going to come over when we get all of the computer stuff located. And that's what we're doing. I want to get through all the boxes because I don't know how much more computer stuff there is. And I don't want to have him come over and us make a deal or him find somebody to buy everything and then find a bunch more. I want to get it all together and be like, boom, there it is. Make me an offer. I can't refuse, and it's yours. We've got the vintage Apple stuff. It could be thousands of dollars. It could be 12-cent anchors too. Who knows? The stuff is so dirty. It's been there so long. The heat, the cold. It's not a climate-controlled unit. I did find out a little backstory on it, and I'll share with you guys. Navy veteran, married with apparently one child. We have found all of his Navy records. We found passports. We found some men's clothes, but not much in the clothing area, which is good because that would all be trash, for sure. We did find one Cowboys football jersey, which is excellent because it has one stain on it, or Roy Williams, nice jersey, nice Reebok, I think it was. That'll be going to the booth, or it might go on eBay. I'm not sure. Please don't take a low offer on those. They have a good value. Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't want to get raped on the stuff, but at the same time, I need to get rid of it, and I don't want to have to just move it from one storage unit to the other and wait for someone to offer me more. So, and he's not going to give me a raw deal, and he knows people in the computer technology field that I'm going to get a good enough deal on stuff. That's the way I have to look at it. I have to look at it as I need to move the stuff to go to the next one. I don't need to take 2 truckloads of computer parts to my other storage unit to pay to store them, to maybe make an extra 100 next time, is the way I'm looking at it. There's so much stuff, and he may tell me it's not worth anything. He may look at it and just say it's too old, it's just in too bad a shape, and whatever. I do know there's an electronic. Our scrapyard does take like boards and stuff. I've got probably 3 or 4 30-plus gallon totes full of just memory cards, memory boards, RAM, storage, hard drives. I bet I've got 200 hard drives so far that we found. And that's just what we found. We found brand new stuff sealed. Some Xbox 360 stuff we took to the booth. Some CDR RAM drives. We took those to the booth. Put $8-10 on them. Webcams, $8-10 just to get rid of them. It's old technology. Looking up on eBay, it's about what they're selling for. So, but yeah, my biggest thing is I need to move the stuff. I don't need to take a loss. I don't need to give it away, but I need to move the stuff. So, and it's getting windy. I'd say the temperature's going to start dropping. It's supposed to, real bad. So, sun's still out, which is good. But yeah. So he's supposed to come over and look at that. But again, Navy veteran, married, at least one child. Something in the addiction recovery field, it looks like, with the Navy. I'm getting more backstory. I've got somebody working on it for me, actually, behind the scenes. They're doing a little searching because, again, we had his medical records, we had his Navy records, we had a passport. So there's, and I know the address, I know exactly what the house is, or the apartment, a couple of them where they stayed, where the addresses are, so where the bills are going to. They are not current. They're not there anymore physically. So where they are, who knows? And there's no rhyme or reason to these boxes. That's the problem we're having. That's why it's taking so long. Is you open a box that says kitchen, and there might be a couple forks, a couple knives on top, and then like that much paperwork, and then there's hard drives in the bottom. Or a couple of them said garage. Well, okay, maybe some tools, maybe some cleaning supplies. Who knows? No, it's hard drives. We found one. The fragile box was actually Fragile Dragons. Some of them were broke. I put one in the booth even though it was broke. I wrote on the tag broken. It'll still sell because it wasn't really noticeable. A little bit of touch up and you wouldn't even know it was broke. But yeah, there's no rhyme or reason the way the stuff was packed. It was a quick pack, you can tell. I mean, we found the little bit of clothing we found in laundry baskets still had the fabric softeners in them. The sheets, literally, it looked like it was taken out of the dryer, thrown in a wash basket or a tote, and thrown in storage. When we find a complete story, we'll let you guys know. Probably not all of it because I don't think it's going to have like a happy ending. I don't know how to other than put it like that. I don't think it's going to have a happy ending. Again, somebody has been paying on this thing $125 a month for the past 10 plus years, 10 years, let's say. Or it's been moved within the last 10 years. So that's just a lot of money to be spending storing this stuff. And again, when a unit goes up for auction, they cut the lock, and 99% of places, and I know this place does, they cut the owner's lock, they open it, take pictures, and then they take that lock and lay it on the ground inside the unit. And then they put their combination lock on there. Now, if the owner pays up, they go out, they take their lock back off, and the owner has to put another lock on there, because technically that lock they cut off is the owner's lock. So it has to stay with the unit. There was only one lock on the floor. So that means somebody's been paying on it for years, finally defaulted. I think this one lets them go 3 months without paying, and then it's sold. So they would have owed $375 on it. Let's say they're paying $125, because that's what the going rate is, because I asked them. That's not what I paid to rent it, but that's the going rate. Yeah. So somebody's been putting a lot of money towards keeping the stuff, and then just all of a sudden said, that's enough, I'm done. So you could clearly see they didn't go in and take anything out of it. So nothing was removed. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to the stuff that's in there. And that's my biggest issue with it, is you never know. And I threw literally 2 truckloads of stuff away that there might have been stuff in the boxes. I looked through them quick. At that point, we didn't know if we were keeping the unit for a month or not. Now we do. I could have gone over there today and got another truckload of stuff out of there. But as you can see, I don't need any more stuff in the garage right now. I will probably go over tomorrow after work, go through some more. Probably every day after work, go through some. I could go over and take a load of scrap metal out of there again tomorrow. Go to the metal yard, make a little bit more towards the positive side of this unit. So, I am probably going to go over and get a couple boxes and then just throw them in our trash can for the next couple weeks. We don't fill our big trash can, so might as well get rid of what I can here. But yeah, so if anybody has any questions, let us know. Bamboo can suck it. I'm really debating whether I just send the other one back now and just order something different. But then I'm out of a printer for God knows how long. So that's the problem. It upsets me that they're willing to sell new units, but they can't sell me the part I need because they don't have any in stock. So, Bamboo, if you're listening, what the hell, man? Loyal customer. I bought 2 of these over the last year. Just spent a lot of money with you, and now it's like you don't care. I guess it is what it is, right? So you gotta look at it. Is that what it is? I don't know. So, but yeah. So thanks for coming out, Ryan. So blessed, and Kenny Bird. Again, it was very impromptu, last minute. Literally got off the chat with Bamboo and was like, I'm going live, I'm mad. So, but, yeah, every time I look over here, I see it, and it just upsets me more and more and more. Because I bought every part that I needed to. Because they don't sell just the head either. I've asked. They're like, no, we can't sell you that. We can sell you the parts. I have the parts. If you just send me a head, I'll buy the head. I will gladly buy the whole assembly. But they don't even sell it like. I'm like, why? Why would you not? Because I would honestly probably buy a second one just to put aside in case something ever happened. They only do it. They'll sell you the parts to it. You can piece and part it out, but I know of one guy that had a machine here in town, had some issues with it, that was wanting to sell it a few months back. I'm thinking about getting a hold of him and seeing if it's still for sale and what he wants for it, and buying his and just taking the parts off of his that I need, making mine complete, and then selling his or keeping the other one just for parts. You know, so, who knows? Because apparently you can't buy some parts for these things, which I don't want to scare anyone away from buying bamboo. It's your choice. If I would have known how hard parts are to get, I probably wouldn't have bought the second one now. But thankfully, I do have a second one. I can get it fired up and going and at least complete the project that I was doing. Because before we know it, we'll be going to Comic-Cons, hopefully, with some of the stuff, farmers markets and festivals. And hopefully building the business. So that's the goal. Stay tuned tomorrow night. Let's chat with veterans. Either tomorrow night or Tuesday. I think we're going to move it to Tuesday this week, if possible. But yeah, who's watching Stranger Things? I actually finished all of it last night. I fell asleep towards the end of the last episode, so I need to rewatch the last episode one more time. My dad's neighbor has about 10 working printers and about a dozen broken ones for parts. Exactly. I think I'm going to reach out to the gentleman who had his for sale, see if it's still for sale or what he did with it, if he still got it. He might be using it, might get it fixed. Who knows? I don't think so, because he's less technology savvy than me. So, but yeah, if I can get his and either just swap the head or get the part that I need off of his, go from there. So it's just frustrating, it's like I said, the thing has 1,000 hours on it with nearly no problems. We had one issue a while back. We fixed it. We figured it out ourselves. And now it's not a me issue. It's a them issue because, again, they'll sell me a brand new printer. And they tried on chat. They're like, well, here's a link to a brand new machine. I don't need a brand new machine. So anyway, there's your rant. Sorry. Sorry. We did buy something that hopefully will help with the storage unit videos as well. So that's going to help out. And the booth videos, really. So they should be here Tuesday, I think it is. What's up, LSAPC? Happy Sunday. Just doing a little 3D rant today. Bamboo Labs is the best in the world. And I think everyone should go buy Elegoo. So, but yeah. No, if anybody gets to try Bulkhead Energy, it's pretty good stuff. Buy it online. This is strawberry lemonade, and it is delicious. It's delicious. Hashtag not sponsored, but if you want to, go ahead and do it. What's the weather by you, Jeremy? Is it still nice and sunny, or is it raining up there so far? It's starting to drop in temperature. I can feel it. Starting to. It's supposed to be down like 15 tonight, so that's exciting. Been waiting for a text message. Come in at 6 o'clock tonight. Haven't got it yet, so that's good. Now that I said that, I'll probably get it. Rained last night and it's cold now. Yeah, it was supposed to be raining already here, and then, like I said, drop 28 degrees. Wow. Yeah, 250 miles away. It's 50 degrees difference, 40 degrees difference, I guess. Let's see, it's 73 here. Yeah, 73 here, down to 15 tonight. Yeah, they took the rain out now. That's good. Down to 15 degrees tonight, 28 for a high tomorrow. Yeah, that's nice. And then back up to 40s and 50s. So who knows? Yeah, we'll see. It's supposed to snow later today. I saw, I don't know, it's one of the guys on YouTube that does the weather stuff, and he's pretty good actually. They're talking feet of snow for northern Midwest and the East Coast, and then ice after that. I'm like, oh, that's super. I know Pennsylvania had ice this past weekend. Friday, I believe they had an ice storm. Thursday night, Friday, sometime. Yeah. So hopefully we don't get ice. I'd rather have a little bit of snow. Ice is hard to handle. Snow is pretty easy. So, but we shall see. So, all right, well, folks, I'm going to jump off here. Probably go watch, like I said, the rest of Stranger Things, clean up the garage a little bit. Try not to dwell over this printer anymore or stare at it, because every time I look at it, it just pisses me off. I'm going to drink the rest of my energy drink. This is number 2 for the day. I probably don't need any more, but hey, let's do this. Stay tuned. Hopefully we can have some more content. I know we're going to have some more storage unit stuff coming up. We got to get through that. And we're going to take you guys for the ride. Thank you for watching those videos. And if you ever see anything in those videos that you are interested in, let us know too, because usually the day we post those is the day we shot that. I try to get home as soon as possible, edit it, or it's next day. So we still have all that stuff for the most part. We sold one thing, I know. The tables that we said that we sold, it fell through. They never showed up, so we still have those. And those will probably be donated now. But yeah, there's plenty of stuff over there to go through. I'm excited. I've already bid on another one. Not nearly as much stuff, thankfully. But there's some interesting things in that one. There's some stuff wrapped up in moving blankets and taped off. So that makes me wonder what it could be. And it's the size of a pew pew cabinet or a curio cabinet. So I'm hoping. Yeah, more about the computers too. Yes, exactly. Like I said, I don't know if you were here earlier, but we have talked to the guy that does my computer stuff when I have issues. He works with Christie's, or his wife works with Christie, and we've become to know them. I contacted him last weekend and said, hey, I came across, and I sent him some pictures. He's like, oh, okay. I said, there's a lot of it. He said, well, when you get it all figured out, what you've got, or when I can come over and look at it, let me know, and I'll come over and look at it and try to help you with what you got, what we can do with it. He said, I might know somebody who wants the Apple stuff, and I keep finding Apple stuff. I found a box of game boxes the other day. No games in them, but the manuals and the boxes are there. But they're the 5 1/4 floppies, and there's like 3 big, the floppy disk containers. There's like 3 of those that are full of discs and games. So those might be the games that go to those boxes. If that's the case, I scanned like 2 of the boxes, and they're like $60 to $80 a piece, complete. So I don't think we're not going to lose money by any means in this unit. Trust me, we're not going to. There's one more thing I want to find in this unit, and if we do that, I think we're going to be golden. With it being a military locker, we found medieval stuff. We did find a sword. I don't think we've shown that yet, but we did find a sword in there. It actually nearly hit me. I moved the box in it. I heard it sliding. I turned around, it fell. But we have not found any firearms yet. So we'll see. Let's see if we find a firearm in there somewhere. We did find some what looks like safe keys or safety deposit keys for like metal boxes. So we did set those aside because it's quite interesting. There's like 5 or 6 of them, so I'm hoping there's some safe boxes back there, or a safe back in the corner or something. That'd be awesome. But yeah, the computer stuff is a mystery to me. I mean, I know what's there, but it's still a mystery whether it works or not. And again, I'm hoping that he can help me with all that, either find a home for it, because I don't want to have to haul it from one unit, store it in my personal unit, and then try to get rid of it another time. So, but if I have to just scrap it all, I'll scrap what I can, because there's so many cables and cords and RAM sticks, and there's probably 200 hard drives we've found so far. And I did find 2 DoD laptops, decommissioned laptops, with the DoD sticker still on them, saying that they're unclassified, meaning they're not. There's no information on them, so which is cool. They're super old laptops. I mean, it's not technology that would work today. Probably it might, but it'd be awfully slow. It'd be like a rabbit rack. So, but yeah, again, thanks for coming out. Very last minute, very impromptu, but I needed to vent for a minute. And you guys are always a great sounding board for sure. The booth is going great, like we said. I think we're going to call him or text him and say, hey, just put as much as we can to however many months we can pay for. Do it that way. Because we do have a 3-month plan. We've said that before. After 3 months, see where we're at. So, and that would put us at actually 4 months. As of right now, that doesn't count any more sales we're going to have. So, but guys, as always, be a decent human being, do one good thing for everybody, and we shall see you later. Bye, guys.